Welcome back, people, again. This is an update of the car issues, especially the EV issues, may I say, that my family have been struggling with over the last 3 to 4 stroke nearly 5 weeks now. And if you've watched the other video I did, you'll know all about it. If you haven't, go and watch it. Broken, broken, broken. You'll see it. It's that one there. Go and watch that one first before you watch this little ditty. You'll know what I'm on about. But if you want to watch this and then go back and find out what it was all about, I don't blame you. Anyway, let's start this one. So, like I say, welcome back. I had a bit of negativity from a few ICE drivers, which I did expect actually, but it was just so comical. 3 or 4, not many, just 3 or 4 comments, which I have since removed, saying, well, your own fault, you shouldn't have bought EVs, and you know, the other one gets like, oh, you bought the lower quadrant of EVs, and you know, what do you expect, you bought an electric vehicle, and blah blah blah. They were coming over as if they'd like read the headline, seen the picture, and not watched the post. That is quite favourable.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
I do find a lot as ICE drivers, before I continue, I've got to say this bit, I do find a lot of ICE trolls, and there's many out there on all my forums, on all my Facebook pages, in all my groups that I run, and even on this YouTube channel. And that is that they see a headline, they read the descriptive bit, they see the picture, they reckon they've got the story. Well, no folks, it don't work like that. Go and watch the video, go and watch the post, then you'll understand what it was all about. But if they listened to the video post, they would have seen that although these things have happened, it's all turned out in the good favour of everything anyway. So, you know, like, this is what this update's all about. So let's get to it. This is the update of that video. We left that last post in Quagmire times with the Mocha EV. Well, that's turned out okay. My daughter-in-law, through my son, has got it back from Vauxhall. Hooray, you may add. But there was a bit of commotion about what they were going to actually do to it. It was all done under warranty. End of the day, the 3 issues with the 3 vehicles have all been done virtually free of charge. And that's, you know, to Stellantis and MG Chinese brand. The MG is now back on the road. Again, updated, software update done and everything else, and a full power steering unit fitted. So that's great, that's all been done. And while it was in there, the little software update was something to do with the light round the charging side. Anyway, it's all been done. So that's the MG back at home being used. Very happy, didn't cost them a penny. Again, the Peugeot, we know about that one. That was the first one I mentioned on that video. That was all done by Stellantis stroke Peugeot, free of charge, although it was out of warranty in my eyes, but they did it. And now the Mocha E is back home being used in perfect condition again. And all of the air conditioning has been repaired by Stellantis-Vauxhall, free of charge. And then while it was in there, I think they told him it was a number 3 upgrade download or whatever, some software update. But anyway, that was done as well while it was in the Vauxhall dealership. So yeah, I've got to pull a thumbs up. If this is the future of EVs, where the manufacturers are going to repair them for things that in my eyes were all out of warranty, I think that's great. And I'd love to see a 3-4-year-old ICE car go back into a Ford dealer or wherever, totally out of warranty, and get something done with it. Because the good thing is about the EVs is that there is a big battery and a lot of software, and a lot of you know, like connected bits that go with the battery and the motors. Because of that, this is something that's got, you know, multi-connected, if you get what I mean. So even with the 3-year warranty failing, with the battery warranty still there for 8 years, a lot of what goes wrong can still be connected to the battery and to everything around it. The way it cools, the way it gets heated, the way it gets charged. And I think this is the blessing why these 3 vehicles, but not so much the MG, because let's face it, that was power steering. But again, that must have been a different thing. I didn't realise that MG gave you that kind of warranty, but they've all been done free. You know, so I'd like to see that happen with ICE cars, and I very much doubt if you would, because the engine's separate from the transmission. You know, a lot of the parts can be just changed on a single basis, and they don't affect other parts. Whereas with EVs, a lot of it gets connected to the battery and the motors and the software. So this is why all these EVs have been repaired totally free by major dealers, may I add. Not just 2-bit garages in the corner, you know, not curbside autos, you know, old Dave down in the back streets of the Arches. No, these have all been done at major dealerships, which is even better. Totally free! So that's the update. I'm not just putting this together for that, but there is a few things I'm going to mention here now. Now, there was one thing and one small cost, and it was £120 out of the 3. So I'm going to still say that it was all done free of charge, because the 120 quid was the first basic diagnostics, which of the Vauxhall, which at the end of the day, it needed to be done anyway to find out if it had been updated and everything else. Because don't forget, he didn't pay for any updates that Vauxhall put on, so that 120 quid was worth every penny to pay. That's the only payment made out of 3 vehicles, may I add. If you want to call it 4 vehicles, well, yeah, the first one I did mention in that post was the BMW that my lad uses for work. I couldn't tell you what happened with that. Still don't know now. I've still not found out. I'm not really bothered. It's a FEV. It's a hybrid. It's not full electric, so I don't go there. Flow things on with EVs while I've got you. My Tesla has been sold to Michael. Hello, Michael. I did get the A and the E wrong in your name. I hope it didn't upset the V5 too much. He came and picked that up last Saturday, so if you're watching, mate, I hope you're getting on with that, and there's no reason why you shouldn't. I do apologise on the VED, the tax thing. As far as I was concerned, it was still taxed. He came, picked it up, took it away. Turns out nowadays, folks, if you've not done this before, very wary, this is a heads up. If you go onto the DVLA website and you change your name and ownership to somebody else, i.e. the V5, and do it electronically through Tinternet, you will find that as soon as you do it, within that minute of changing it from you to the next owner, the tax comes off. So if you weren't aware of that, be so. Because poor old Michael had to drive, although it doesn't really matter, because what he's done, he's backdated it anyway to the 1st of this month, so not an issue, no problemo. But it just heads up if you do this. If you're selling a vehicle, make sure you do the V5, but if someone's going to drive it home, okay, and you want the tax to stay on it while it's still physically yours on the V5, just to get them back home somewhere, as long as they're insured, then do that. Don't do the V5 change of ownership until they've got it back at their home. They can always give you a bell or message and say, oh, I'm back home now. Then you can do it. It just keeps that VED road tax live. So there's a little heads up for you there, folks. Okay, on a personal level, as you well know if you watch this channel, I've just gone out and purchased a Genesis GV60, which I keep finding things pop up that I didn't know it could do. And wow, it blew my mind with what it can do and what settings you can have and all the rest of it. But anyway, with that in mind, my wife will not drive it. Too expensive, too big, too bing bong, ding dong, too many settings. She's a basic lady when it comes to her driving. So I will be buying a small EV for the lady again. And if you watch this channel and you've been watching it for many years, you'll know that she did have a little red Seat Me. They are so basic, it's unreal. But I have promised her something with a bit more flair this time, a bit more updated, but still keeping it basic. Now, the vehicles that we're thinking about, the BMW i3 with the 41 kilowatt hour battery, the bigger battery one, I can only spend about 10 or 12 grand. Okay, so I want your comments below if you're going to do this for me. Between 10 and 12, maybe push it to 13, but I don't really want to spend any more than 13. The lady of the house don't want me to spend any more than about 7. What can I get for 7k? Very little when it comes to good range EVs. Now, the stipulations are: 1, it must be able to do in the summer about 150 mile, pretty much guaranteed, okay? Secondly, it can't be that complicated that everything runs off like Teslas do, off the old notepad in the middle, because she doesn't want that, okay? 3, it's got to be on the small side, as she calls it. To me, small is, I class as a medium car, but she wants it as small as possible. So if you keep that in mind, with the budget that I've just mentioned, you know, between the 9 and 13 max, the Leap motor, the brand new Leap motor, TO3 I think it is, has come out now, and it was about 15.5k. I've seen them now at 13.9. Yes, that's 13.9, brand new, with warranty, okay? for 3 or 4 years on the whole vehicle. 8-year warranty on the battery, I believe, being sold through Stellantis dealerships. Small, loaded, and it can do 150 mile of range in the summer. As long as you're not up and down the motorway at 70 to 80 miles an hour, and she won't do that anyway. The other one I'm thinking about doing, or having a look at, is the Renault Zoe. We've always liked him as an A to B car. The one with the 41 kilowatt hour battery, which is the better one, they can do 150 mile plus in the summer. So that might be a feasibility thing. They made them up to late 2018, early 2019, and then the revamped one came out. Now the revamped one is fine, got far more going for it, the GT spec one as well, but, and this is the big one, the actual crash ratings were terrible. They took something away, Renault did, and it made the crash test pretty damn poor in comparison to the older one. So that's kind of put her off a bit. But that is the other option. The BMW I think we've had before, she'd look at one of those, like I say, she'd look at the Renault Zoe, the new Leap motor is number 3, and there's one more. If anyone's got one out there, because I've not been to look at one yet, but I know they come, if you get the first edition of this car, I'm going to say, and some of you will go, oh no, don't buy that. These things are loaded. They've got pleated leather seats, they've got things in there that you would only get on a quite high executive car, and that is the Aura Funky Cat, made by Great Wall Motors. Chinese, yes, but I found 1 or 2 with super low miles, between like 4,000 to 8,000 miles on them, at maybe 18-month old, for around 11 to 12k. They've got every single safety feature you can think of, lane assist and all the rest of it, good proper rear cameras, front and rear sensors and all the rest of it, and they are very, very loaded, big nice screens in front of you. But I think it might be a tiny bit on the big side. I'm not sure. If you own one of these things, these Aura Funky Cats, okay, especially the first edition one, comment below and tell me how you got on with it, will you? Because it's something that we might take on as the 4th option. Oh, there is one more, the Fiat 500e. No, stop laughing. No, stop laughing. Because it's super tiny. And again, it's a Stellantis car. Don't want to put myself in the same boots as 2 of my lads have just put themselves through with their 2 Stellantis cars, but anyway. But again, you can get low mileage ones, around 8k on a 23 plate, nearly a 24. They come down now as low as 12k, and that's for the bigger battery one. That's for the the better big battery, not the 24 kilowatt hour battery. It's too small. So yeah, the Fiat 500e is maybe the 5th car for us to look at. Anyway, give that some thought. Bang comments below. Glad to hear them. That's it. I'm going to finish there. So it's been a heads up for you what I'm doing about the wife's car and how they finished all up regarding costs and everything else for the 3 vehicles that went wrong in the KK family. Don't be put off by buying an EV, folks, because I think it's just purely bad luck, and especially now you've heard that all 3 have been fixed free. Come on, let's think about that. And all, in my eyes, all out of warranty. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Anyway, thank you MG, thank you Peugeot-Stellantis, thank you Vauxhall, all back together, all running. I'm leaving it there. We'll catch you later.